Hey there, Heretic. I'm Rishi Kular, Head of Product, and today I'm going to show you our Zuva integration. First of all, what is Zuva? You should definitely check out their website at zuva.ai, but Zuva is a spin-out of Kira Systems, a leader in the contract analysis space and trusted by a majority of the AmLaw 100 law firms. One really cool thing about Zuva is they have these things called smart fields. And smart fields are built with machine learning technology, trained by experienced lawyers and subject matter experts to find concepts in documents. And they have over 1,200 pre-built smart fields out of the box ready to go for a wide variety of use cases. And these smart fields cover many different agreement types, as you can see here. Now, what's really exciting about our Zuva integration is that you can select from any of these 1,203 out-of-the-box, ready-to-go smart fields and run them to extract data into fields within Heretic. And that's what I'm going to walk through today. Now, the first step is that Heretic's customer success team is going to send you a Zuva custom connector wrap file for you to install in the same workspace in which you have Heretic installed. Now, this is just a normal relativity application, very lightweight, and as you can see, I've already installed it here in this workspace. The second step is also an easy one. Heretic's customer success team will also have sent you a Zuva license key. So all you do is paste it in here and click the validate button. I'll see that my Zuva license key was validated, and now all of those different agreement types are showing up here. Alright, now that we're validated, let's take a look around. So these are all of those agreement types, and if I click into one, these are all of those Zuva smart fields. So here I can check off boxes, and these are looking for concepts in these contracts. So this is exciting. This is all out of the box, machine learning technology, trained by lawyers and subject matter experts. And this is like when you're at a really nice restaurant and you get to take a peek at the menu, that moment of excitement, except in this case, there are over 1,200 items on the menu. In this case, let's say my client is particularly interested in the default terms of various loan agreements they've entered into. I'll go ahead and uncheck these boxes and just head up to this filter bar and type in default. Now I get to see all of the agreement types that have default related provisions. And in this case, I'm interested in credit agreements. So I want to know if the contracts have default for insolvency, default for non-payment, default for breach, inaccuracy, and I also want to know what are the remedies in the event of default. Now I'll just click the save button. I get a nice success message saying the fields were created, and I'll head over to Heretic to see what happened. Specifically, I want to head over to the Model tab of the Heretic application. Here at the bottom, I see that there is a new model, a credit facility agreement model _HDK, with a description of this model was created via the Zuva custom connector. Awesome. So we auto-created this model for you, and if you click into it and scroll to this document mapping area and click edit, on the left here, you'll see that we also auto-generated long text fields for you and auto-mapped them to the smart fields that Zuva finds. That means that when we run this model, we will auto-populate these various default provisions and the remedies provision into relativity fields that we automatically created for you. So you don't even have to worry about that part. Next up, I'm going to head over to the Analysis Profile tab. So I'll cancel out of here, navigate to the Analysis Profile tab, and now I'm just going to type in HTK into the filter bar here, and we'll see that we also auto-created an analysis profile for you. So we can just skip this step because we kind of did it for you. So now I'll head to the Analysis Set tab, type in HTK, and hello, analysis set as well, so you don't have to create that. Clicking in to edit this analysis set, I just want to add the loan agreements I mentioned that my client is interested in analyzing. And I'll save. So just to recap, I ticked off some boxes in the Zuva Custom Connector app. Heretic automatically created a model, created fields, mapped those fields to Zuva Smart Fields, automatically created an analysis profile, added the model to the profile, created an analysis set, auto-added the profile to that analysis set, and the only things I really had to do was tick off boxes and include a save search for the documents that I want to analyze. Pretty cool and definitely easy to configure. One thing you'll notice is we do have an alert here letting you know that you're about to run a premium model that does have a cost associated with it. So now's a good time to mention that these Zuva models are premium models, and so there is a cost associated with the model. The good news is we've crafted a handy calculator here to determine how much the cost will be, so it should be very predictable. And so you can estimate your cost by inputting things like the number of documents, pages, characters per doc, and the number of fields you want, and we will spit out an estimate for you on the cost. So heading back to relativity, this is my save search with my loan agreement, and I've added the fields that Heretic auto-generated for default for breach, default for inaccuracy, default for insolvency, default for non-payment, and remedies. Notice how all of these fields are blank, but I want them to be accurately auto-populated. So I'll head to my analysis set, I'll click into my credit agreements analysis set, and now the next step is just to click the Analyze button. Okay, it looks like analysis is completed, so I'll head back to my save search and check out the results. Okay, great news. I can see that all of my fields are filled out, but what I want to do now is click into the document to go into the Heretic viewer to really dive in closer to these actual results and their locations in the contract. Clicking into this document, the first thing that you'll notice is that there is a credit facility agreements layout already with _HTK. That's because Heretic also auto-generated a layout for you and added all of the fields to that layout. So looking here at the results, this is the, notice when I hover it says this field has two different highlights. Click the field multiple times to cycle through them. That's because for the default for breach, default for inaccuracy, default for insolvency, and default for non-payment, there were two locations in the contract, and Zuva found both of them, and Heretic was able to create a highlight for each of those instances. So I can click here, default for breach, and I'm navigated to this instance, which is indeed language for default related to breach. But if I click it again, I'm navigated to elsewhere in the contract where that same language exists. Similarly, default for insolvency, this is indeed language for that type of default, and clicking again will navigate me to where it's mentioned elsewhere in the contract. Default for insolvency, same story, click it again. Zuva found both instances. Default for non-payment, failure to pay principal or interest. Clicking it again, I'm navigated to that same language later in the contract. And of course, remedies. My client was interested in what the remedies were in the event of default. So clicking here, I'm navigated to the remedies language. So this is phenomenal. Not only was Zuva highly accurate, but it was comprehensive in picking up every instance of the concept within the contract. And then Heretic is doing a nice job of letting you know that there are multiple highlights and giving you a good experience on just clicking the field multiple times to navigate through them. A really good 1-2 punch with Zuva and Heretic here. Alright, that's it for today on the Zuva integration within Heretic. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.